Yeah, that's what I want to have.
All right, shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathum to the brothers, Yahweh Shema Thun Bahashim Yahushua to the sisters, okay? We're the I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that the law and that they are the true biblical Israelites of the Bible, okay? And being the true biblical Israelites of the Bible, the main thing is that you need to know is that the law of your God are not done away with, okay? These laws that the Most High, the black God, the nigger God that laid down for us centuries ago are still valid, okay? And that's what the men in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, every week, we come out and we teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to be true servants to our God, okay? The nigger God of the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? So with that, I want to give a shout out. Okay, let me go ahead and give a shout out to the brothers and sisters that are in the class, okay? Bana Yah, okay? Yahweh, Shema Alatham, Bana Yah, Bayana, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alathah, Bahashim Yahweh Shah to you, okay? KJ the designer, okay? Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alathah, Bahashim Yahweh Shah to you. Trooper Mahak, okay? Trooper Mahak, Shalom Bahashim Yahushua Barakatah to you, okay? What's that? Makara, okay? Sister Makara, Shalom Yahweh, Shalom Yahweh, Shalom Yahweh Shema Alathan Bahashim Yahushua to you. Okay. I got Officer Itazab, okay. Officer Itazab in the class, he live with us. Can you hear me, Itazab?
Good.
Okay, Most High Christ. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah to you.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
Okay. So we want to get into what I wanted to get into tonight, before I was thinking about it ever since last week, okay? And I'm like, I see these little signs. We right here in our school is in Riviera Beach, Florida, okay? 1628 Avenue E, okay? And we right in the middle of Nigger Town, okay? Where niggers dwell, Hispanics dwell, Native Indians dwell, okay? And I ride through our neighborhood and I see signs that are telling us we should vote. These people telling us to come out and vote and do this, that, and third. And, then I see Commanding General YAHANNA, and he's talking about how Martin Luther King, his dream was for us to vote. His dream was for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be side by side and hand in hand with our oppressor, which obviously is a nightmare. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? To want to hold hands with the people that hung you, okay? The people that murdered you, the people that raped you. You want to hold their hands. That is insane. It's insanity, okay? As any nation of people, to want to love the people that destroyed them and killed them is insanity, okay? So, but what I wanted to talk about was us wanting to be a part of his society and his culture and his government and the way his structure, the way he got things running. Okay, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that's been our dream since Martin Luther King, to be integrated into their government, okay, which is insanity. What we need to do is have our own government under our king, who the Most High appointed to us, okay? because we are not to go out and vote and establish nothing or to try to, set a king. The scriptures say, do not set anybody over you that is not of your bloodline. That's not your brother. Okay, so us believing in Joe Biden is against our God. It's against our beliefs. It's against what we're supposed to do in this earth to serve our power, Yahweh. Okay, it's against him for us to want to put Bill Clinton. What was the black president, the dark skinned president they put up? What was his name? Obama. Okay, I don't know his name. He's nothing to me. Okay, Obama. We said he was. They made it to be like he was the second coming of Christ. Okay, and he's not us. He's an African. He's a piss drinking, stinking African. Okay, and we should not have went out to put him over us. Okay, but listen, I understand because we have been taught wrong in this society. We have been taught a lie. Okay, for over 2,000 years, we've been taught a lie, especially in this slavery that we're in right now. We've been taught a lie. Okay, everything about what we believe is a lie. Christ loved everybody. God loved everybody. That's a lie. According to the biblical scriptures, the Bible that we read every day. Okay, everything that we've been taught is a lie. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to pull out some scriptures. Okay, we're going to read and show how the black God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay, does not want us to be trying to associate ourselves with any other nation of people, any other family of people. Okay, come. Chinese is a family, a nation. Okay, we're not supposed to try to be Buddhist. Okay, the Africans, whatever piss drinking thing they got going on, and we're not supposed to be a part of that. Okay, the Arab man who is a Muslim, we're not supposed to be a part of that. Okay, the white man who says he's a Christian, who burned crosses on your lawn to make you believe in the white Jesus, okay, and the white God and white supremacy, we're not supposed to participate in that. Okay, we are supposed to believe and have faith in the black God of Negroes, Hispanics, indigenous people. Okay, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, so if you could, Officer I.S.U.P.K, if you can hear me.
Come.
If you would, go to the book of Deuteronomy, okay? Go to the book of Deuteronomy and open it up to chapter 17. Okay? And we're gonna start at verse 15. Give me a second, let me put it in the chat. Okay, to let them know where we are.
I'm sorry, you said what chapter again? Lucky.
I.S.U.P.K.
Come.
Can you? Okay, so what I want you to do, we're gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy. Put your thing on mute. Put your device on mute. Okay, until you have to read because I'm getting the feedback. Okay, go into the chat and put in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 15. Okay, and that's where we're going to start reading from. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 15. Put that in the chat for me. Okay, the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would not have us putting someone who is not part of our family, the bloodline of Israelites, okay, over us, to rule over us, because they don't know us. They don't know, they have no other nation or family on this earth is going to have compassion on Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians like a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian would, okay? So the Lord is telling us we are supposed to only have a brother who is of our bloodline to be over us, okay? And at the end of the day, the Most High has chose that brother, which is Jesus Christ, okay? For all the brothers and sisters who don't know the Hebrew, who just joining this class, okay? Christ is the man that our God has set over us, okay? Christ is the man that we are supposed to be giving all our allegiance to, okay? Man named Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shamashiach in the Hebrew, the water. Go ahead and read that, Itazar. That's verse 15, 1-5.
So what?
No sweat. 1/5. 1/5. Okay, 1/5. 15. Okay, and Itazar. Officer Itazar.
Colonel Khan.
As usual, if you got anything, just go ahead and jump in. Let me know, and you know what I mean. We'll ride out. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to add? Okay. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
This is who the Lord has us to put over us. Someone he chose. Someone he choose. Okay, keep reading.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Right. Okay. Joe Biden is not your brother. Oh, what? God, I keep forgetting that African's name.
Obama.
Obama is not your brother. Okay. Bill Clinton is not your brother. Okay. I don't care how much weed he smoked or how good he played the saxophone. He's not your brother. Okay. Okay. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian are only to have over them someone of their bloodline. Okay. You have to be Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian to rule over Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And like I said earlier, 2021, that has been established. Okay. Christ is going to be our king. He is our king. Okay. 22, Salakia. Okay. Y'all help me catch up. Okay. It's 2022, and the Lord is let us know that Yahweh, Jesus Christ, is the king over Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay. And how is he going to come back? How is Christ going to be over Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? How is that going to come to fruition? You know what I mean? How is that going to happen? I'm telling you how that's going to happen. By Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Christ in the Most High, Salakia, okay? Because when Christ was on the scene, he kept all the laws, okay? Christ kept all the laws, okay? If you would, Itazal, give me the scripture real quick where it says, not one jot or one tittle should be done away with. What's that, Matthew 5:17? Okay, listen. Christ is the king of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's the true ruler of Israel. Okay, that is who you should be petitioning to. You should be petitioning to Christ, not going into the oppressor's voting booth, okay? Not going into the oppressor's voting booth to plead with him to stop, to get his knee off your neck, okay? No, forget that. You need to be going to the Christ, okay, and the Most High, and petitioning our God through YAHANNA, Jesus Christ, to come back and deliver you out of this oppression that you're in. Because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in oppression right now under another nation of people, another family of people, okay? And we just read it that we should not set anybody over us who is not of our family, okay?
Right. The ghetto is what happens when we do it.
Right. If you, right, it's so obvious that when you set somebody else over you, your oppressor, you love him enough to go and tell him that he can rule over you. That's why you in the ghetto. This is what happens when we want another family or another nation of people to rule over us instead of our own brothers and sisters who will have compassion on us. These other people are going to have you on the bottom, in the ghetto, on reservations, okay? That's what they're going to do to you because you set somebody over you who your God told you not to do it, okay? He told you not to do it, and you did it. And now look, we have ghettos, okay? We have reservations, okay? This is the product of us putting another nation of people over us, okay? You got that, Isupk?
Come. You want me to continue in Deuteronomy?
Put it in the chat real quick, okay, to let them know where we at.
Oh,
the water.
Okay, so I thought you wanted more of Deuteronomy. All right, Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17.
Go ahead, take a minute and put it in the chat. The water. We put other people over us, and now we are on the bottom. Now we are in mourning. Now we are destroyed. Now we are on crack. Now we get shot down in the street. Okay? All these things happen to us because we have somebody who is not part of our family over us.
We didn't keep the laws, because that's a law. Like,
right.
When I put somebody, we didn't keep the law.
Come. We didn't keep the law by going out and doing this, and the Lord destroyed us because we did not keep his commandments. We said that we would keep his command. It was a covenant, okay? It was an agreement. We would be on top if we keep his commandments, or we would be on the bottom if we did not. And now we are in the bottom. We are in the bottom, okay? The Most High told us through Moses, he would give us heaven if we kept the commandments, which is rulership, or he would give us hell, which is, being on the bottom if we did not, okay? Hell is the ghetto, okay? Hell is living in a reservation where all you do is die of alcoholism, okay? Hell is, being on slave ship, okay? And your oppressor throwing you overboard to the tune of, millions of us dying, okay? That's hell. Hell is you getting shot down in the streets and you can't do nothing about it, okay? This is hell, and we knew what we were getting into, okay? We decided to go into hell by wanting to have somebody else of another nation or family over us, okay? And now it's high time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come back to our power, okay? And let our king, who he set over us, rule over us. But the only way we can do that is by keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, okay? Not voting, That is, you're not supposed to vote, period. Okay, you're not supposed to count the amount of men or women that are among your nation. Okay, so by us not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, we're on the bottom, we're in hell, and the only way to get a righteous, the king that the Most High want to be over us, the righteous king that's supposed to be ruling over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who would have mercy and understanding with our situation and our shortcomings, is Jesus Christ. And the only way to get him back over us is by coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? And Christ himself kept all the law, statutes, and commandments. So if you got it, Itazar, go ahead and read it.
Come. The book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Mm-hmm. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right. Christ did not come to say the laws of the Most High, his Father, was done away with. Okay? Christ never said that. Christ came to fulfill the law. He kept the Passover. All you got to do is open the Bible and read it for yourself. Okay? It tells you Christ went to the Passover. Okay? Keep reading.
Come. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
What does it mean to all be fulfilled? Okay. Verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. Okay. You look up in the earth, the heavens are still there. You walking on the earth right now. It has not passed away. Okay. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled. What does it mean to all be fulfilled? That means keep all the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? To keep it plain and simple, Christ is saying keep all the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
And that fulfilled also has to do with what the prophet said.
Right.
Well, you understand? He did not come to destroy the law or the prophets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So all be fulfilled. So all those things the prophets said that was going to happen, Revelation ain't happening yet. You understand?
Right.
The law ain't going to pass away until all of these things are.
Right. Come. Like that's what be blowing my mind, because that's I try to bring that point out all the time. Christ has not returned yet, and people think it's over. Right. They think it's over, but Christ has not returned yet. So how is the story over? How are you relaxed? How are you not doing what you're supposed to do, what Christ did? Because he ain't back yet. So he said there was something you were supposed to do. And this is it right here in the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. He's telling you what you're supposed to do until he returns. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what's going to bring him back to rule over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Keeping all the laws, statutes, and commandments. Thinking that what the prophet said before, because listen, Christ, how did he operate? Christ operated off the Old Testament. He ran off of what you know what I mean, Isaiah, Moses said. You know what I mean? What all the prophets before him, that's how he operated. That's how he knew who he was. That's how he knew his role, by reading the Old Testament. So by you reading the so-called New Testament, okay, this is how you're supposed to know how you're supposed to operate until Christ returns, okay? And he's telling you right here in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17, okay, not one jot or one tittle is done away with the law until he has returned, okay? This is what you're supposed to be doing, keeping the law of the Most High, okay? Keep reading, Itazar.
Come. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments, it's like one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
The kingdom of heaven is going to be here when Christ returns. Okay? Real short. The kingdom of heaven is not going to be on earth until Christ returns. So if you love Christ, if you are a believer in Christ, if you are, you want to say you follow Christ and all that, okay? Listen, until the kingdom of heaven is here on earth, Christ just told you all the things you're supposed to do. And guess what? When he does return, all these things that he said that you should do are going to continue here in this earth. Okay, that's what Christ died for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to realize who their God is and come back and serve him. Give you a second chance to be able to come back and serve your God. Okay, because he knew that you was going to be jammed up, that you go come.
Also, too, man, like that scripture where he just said, he just read, you know what I'm saying? He that teaches men to do so, to break these laws, man. You just read it in Deuteronomy, where you are not to put nobody over you, man. We just got finished with Martin Luther King holiday or whatever. That's what he was all about. He brought that up earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like Martin Luther King was all about getting us to vote, to go against the Most High, man. Martin Luther King was going to be the least in the kingdom because he was not with the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, man.
Come. Damn, so you just busted wide open, the water for showing me that, like it says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and not voting is one of the commandments of the Most High God. Okay, we're not supposed to be voting. So if Martin Luther King told you to vote and taught you to vote and pushed that crap on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, when Christ do return, he will be the least in the kingdom, okay? He'll be a street sweeper, okay? You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King, when he does come back in the reincarnation, you know what I'm saying? He will be the least in the kingdom of heaven. Martin Luther King he'll be above white people, but he will be the lowest of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? He will barely be, he will get, what do white people have right now? White privilege? Christ, hey, Martin Luther King might get some black privilege, but he's going to be at the bottom, okay? He's going to be sweating every day out there working, running white people, keeping blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians kingdom on top, okay?
He only gonna have 1 billion.
Right, you know what I mean? Like,
he only gonna have 1 billion, man.
Right, you know what I mean? Like somebody like Commander, General YAHANNA, and these generals and captains and officers, we will have states, countries, nations to rule over, and Martin Luther King will be a manager in some spot that, you know what I mean, that the Edomites or the Chinese man or the African man is working and serving blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay, so you're not supposed to break God's laws by voting. Okay, that is not how the Lord wants blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to operate. You wanted to say something, Itazar?
Nah, sir, you said it.
Okay, I thought. Okay, no sweat.
Basically.
Okay. So let's go to 1 Samuel, the book of 1 Samuel. Okay. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8, and we'll start at verse 1. Okay. Go ahead and put that in the chat. 1 Samuel, chapter 8, and verse 1. This is the destruction of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, not keeping God's laws. This is the destruction of our people, not keeping God's laws, okay? And it's been up to the men in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge since 1969 to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that these laws, statutes, and commandments that our power laid down are not done away with. and to show you by not keeping them, this is why you are in the situation you're in. This is why you're getting shot down in the streets, okay? This is why you are number one in high blood pressure and AIDS and diabetes. All these things that are happening to us as a family, a nation of people, is because we don't keep our God's laws, okay? Our God is not the God of the white man or the oppressor or the Chinese man or the African man. They have their gods. They show you their gods every day. They worship them, their gods. And you turn around and try to be a part of them and go against your God and worship their gods, okay? And this is why you are destroyed. This is why you are on the bottom. This is why you cannot get anywhere. This is why you think that by being a part of what they got going on will help you, and it's not, okay? I see it, and I was telling the brother the other day, I'm like, these black so-called politicians, even when they start off small as mayors or council members or this, that, and the third, they say that they are going to help blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? But when they get in their position, the only people that they help is themselves, okay? They help themselves to the white man's economy, okay? To being a part of, his way of, society living and robbing and raping everybody that's under him, okay? And listen, if it was true, there's so many black people that are in the white man's government right now. Why are we still on the bottom? Why are we still destroyed? And it gets to my heart when, because these older black people are the ones who really, really push it the most. We have to get into their system and change things from the inside. Okay? When we've been trying to change things from inside of their systems since, for 70 years now. Why don't you get into your God, okay? Get into these law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible and try to change things from the point of view of your God, okay? Come back to his laws. Try that. Try actually doing what your God said. Everybody knows that the God of this Bible is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. In 2022, everybody knows that this book is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Why don't you try to appease and get in here and be a part of this government, be a part of this establishment, and change it from the inside, okay? Show blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they should be keeping God's laws, okay? Try to be a part of your God, your family, okay, structure, instead of being a part of somebody else's, some other nation, some other family, trying to be a part of what they have got going on, okay? And I understand. I see what's going on. You don't want to do the work. See, the white man already got this kingdom established, and you just want to fall into place and just fall in and just ride the wave and be able to be a part of his money and establishment and his lucre. Okay, what you need to do is put in the work, the hard work that it's going to take for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to establish their own economic system, their own law, statutes, and commandments. And the only law, statutes, and commandments that are valid, that are going to work for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are found in the Bible, given to us by our power, Yahweh. Okay? So if you got that, I.S.U.P.K, go ahead and read it. Salaki.
Khan Wakan. The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8, verse 1. And it came to pass, when Samuel was old, that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways,
Right.
but turned aside after lucre and took bribes and perverted judgment.
Right. Like Samuel was, you know what I mean? Like he set his sons over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that's not what the Lord had, wanted for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay, they, just like I said about the white man, all they were about was money. Okay, all they was about was money and themselves. They were selfish. Okay, they did not care about the welfare of their brothers and sisters. Which, hey, shit, I'm slacking, but if you're not raised, or if you're not in these law, statutes, commandments, that's how you're gonna be. That's why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are trying to be a part of the white man's system. Okay, because the Lord didn't set them over us. Okay, you have to accept what this book tells you to do and what not to do. Okay, and in 2022, this book is telling you to accept that a man by the name of Jesus Christ, YAHANNA in the Hebrew, is supposed to be over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he said that none of the laws, statutes, and commandments were done away with. But these brothers who Samuel set over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they didn't care about that. All they wanted was money, okay, lucre, okay, and that's what brothers and sisters who are part of the white man's system today, that's all they care about. That's all. I could go as far as saying that's all Martin Luther King cared about. Because if he didn't have the money and have certain things established for himself, he wouldn't be able to lay with the white women that he loved so much. And that's why he told you to go to their establishment, okay? To go shop where they shop, you know what I mean? Because by him telling you to do all that, he would get kickbacks, okay? And be able to finance himself and laying up with all these nasty white women, okay? And that's not what black, Hispanics, and Native Indians should be doing, okay? There's enough, listen, there's enough versatility in our nation that we should never want to be with another nation of people, much less the Lord telling us this is not what we should want to do, okay? But our nation is so versatile, there is no way we should want to be with a heathen, okay? We should not want to be with anybody else, okay? We should not want to serve under anyone else unless they black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. We have to learn to love ourselves, okay? And that is something that the Lord subscribed for black people, okay? He had to come and tell us that that's what we should be doing, okay? What was it? He said, I'll get me right. He said, when the Pharisees asked Christ, what's the first law or whatever? And Christ said, you know what I mean? Love the Most High with all your heart and soul. And the second is like that. Love your brother as you love yourself. Okay? If we love each other, okay? If I love a nigga like I love myself, if I love a SKYPE, so-called SKYPE or Hispanic like I love myself, okay? If I love a Native Indian like I love myself, I can't see nothing else, you know what I mean, being like over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, but somebody who's in my family that I love. I love you enough to say, Salakia, you know what I mean? Like the Most High say, you supposed to be over me, that's what I'm going to do, you know what I mean? And that's what the Lord did for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He told her, he gave us a brother, a righteous brother, a brother that everybody say that they love. This brother, everybody say they love and want to be like and worship and follow. This is the man that you are supposed to have over you, not Bill Clinton or Barack Obama, or the latest stupid person, the old white man, who's president now, Joe Biden. You know what I mean? We should not be thinking about these other people, man. We got to think about ourselves. We got to get outside the mind frame of thinking about what the heck they got going on and get under commanding General YAHANNA and build this nation of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? This is where it starts at, okay? This is where the government starts at. It's going to be a long, hard road, but listen, it's worth it to have, you know, black love, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians loving each other. You know what I mean? To be reigning over the earth. At least, you know, a start can be on this earth, us having our own economy, us loving each other. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else on this earth wants to be black, Hispanic, and Native Indian until it's time to be black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. They take our culture and they become, you know, they pretend and try to mimic our vibe, our flavor, okay? But they don't want to be you at the end of the day. They don't want to live in the ghetto. They don't want to get shot down in the streets. They don't want to be number one in AIDS and high blood pressure and diabetes. But they do want to mimic your salt, you know, your flavor. Listen, don't let them do that to you, okay? Come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments and rule over them, okay? Have them under your knee, under your foot. Rule over your oppressor, okay? And the only way that is possible is by coming and keeping the law that your God set down before you, okay? Okay? And that's what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need to be doing on the planet Earth today, okay? Christ said, what, not one jot or one tittle until, you know what I mean, should be done away with until heaven or earth pass. Earth is still here, nigga. Keep keeping these laws, okay? If you would, I just drop down to verse 10.
Okay.
Okay.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 10. And Samuel told all the words of the Most High and Samuel told the words of the Lord unto the people that asked of him a king.
Right. Okay, keep reading.
And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you.
Okay, so Slakia, if you could, you know what I mean? I'm going to tell you, the people, our people wanted a king. Okay, put your device on mute. Okay, our people wanted a king. Okay, because everybody else around us had kings. It was like a fad at this time in the earth. Okay, everybody else had kings, but except blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All we had was who the man the Lord set up over us. He didn't call himself a king. He got the word of the Lord and he passed it on to niggas. You know, he passed it on to the 12, our people, okay? But we wanted to be like everybody else. We say, give us a king. Give us a king. And the Lord say, man, I can't believe how dumb my people are. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, he sees what we do and how we are, okay? And if we don't just do what he say, we gonna find ourselves jammed up every time, man. Trying to do what we want to do, trying to figure it out on our own, trying to, you know, go astray from the straight and narrow, okay? We gonna be jammed up every time, man. All we got to do is follow what our Lord say, okay? And at this time, we didn't want to do that. We said, listen, I see, you know, these Japanese people or these Chinese people, they got a king, okay? I see these people, they got a king. These people, Africans got a king. We want a king. And the Lord, read it from the top, and you're going to see how the Lord dealt with you for being disobedient. Go ahead. He's telling you what's going to happen that you want this king so bad, okay? And this is before he ever even gave us a king. He just had men, righteous men over us, okay? Read it.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 10. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked him of a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself for his chariots, and to see it's like it, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots, and he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s, and will set them to ear his ground and to reap his harvest and to make his instruments of war and instruments of his chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. And he will take the tenth of your seed and of your vineyards and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses and put them to his work. He will take the tenth of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you. And the Most High will not hear you in that day.
That is what's happening right now. All that stuff you just read is what's happening in 2022. When we go out and vote, okay, for somebody to be over us who our power did not set over us. We basically, everything you just read is us being destroyed. Okay? It's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians being taken advantage of, being downtrodden, okay, being destroyed on this earth because we want to have a king over us. We want to go out and vote for Joe Biden, okay? We want to go out, even if it's this local government stuff that I'm seeing all these signs around in the town, the place where I live. They saying go out and vote. Black people are pushing other black people to break God's law for you to go out and vote and say this is the man that I want over us. It's telling you right here, if you go out and vote and say this is the man I want over me, this is what he's going to do to you. He's going to destroy you, okay? He's going to destroy you. He's gonna take your women, he's gonna take your children and make them servants unto himself. Okay? He's gonna destroy you. And he's not gonna care. Because the only thing he cares about, like we read in verse 3, is lucre, money. He will rent you out as a servant. Okay? He don't care if you only make minimum wage. As long as he getting top dollar for you being destroyed and believing in him and him guiding you into the slaughter, he don't care if you end up out on the street, you know what I mean, because you can't pay your rent. He doesn't care. All he cares about is himself getting money and driving, just like the pastor. I'm not going to not give it to that filthy animal. That filthy animal, that pastor in the church, okay? He's over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and he lead us astray. When he wants something, he tell you to pay your tithes, pay your, give a free will offering, this, that, and the third. But when you need something, he tell you to pray over it. There's nothing for you, okay? He tell you to pray over it. The Lord don't want these people to be over you, man. That you want him, that you want over you. Okay? The Lord does not, the Lord has set in place how he wants the earth to run. and blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, as long as you don't keep the laws of our God, you are going against the way that our power want this earth to run. And if you go against it, you're going to be on the bottom. Your children will be servants and maid servants. They will be downtrodden and shot down in the streets. You will be oppressed, okay, if you don't do what your power told you to do. Christ did it. Christ kept all the laws. He did what the power told him to do. And he came to be an example to show you that you can do it. You show me what Christ said he didn't have to do the law, or he wanted to do what he wanted to do. All Christ ever did was he said, my Father's will. And that's what that's what you should be doing as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You should be doing your Father's will in the earth, okay? There's no other place that we dwell, okay? There's no make-believe heaven that you go to when you die, or some place under the ground where you go and just burn forever. Like, forever? How long is forever? And what are you going to do while you're there? Just burn? Just stand around and burn? It's a fairy tale, man. It's crazy what they have fed us and what we have come to believe. And the reason why we believe it is because we want to be a part of what these other nations are doing. And we have to come away from that. Okay? And voting is the worst part of us being a part of what they got going on. One, for it goes against what the Most High Power told us what to and what not to do. And two, how do you want, you know what I mean? How would you want somebody who can't be trusted to be over you? Like, how do you even want that? You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden's so old, he probably saw niggas get hanged on trees, but you want him over you? You think he changed? No, he ain't changed, man. You changed. You changed your mind against our power to follow somebody else. So you need to change your mind again and come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? You got something you want to add, Isupk?
Oh, loud, sir.
Okay. What's on Christ? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Okay. Because the Lord set something in place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And by us going against it, now we are destroyed. By us wanting to vote somebody else to be over us, now we are in a position where we can't even help ourselves. We have to look to somebody else. We have to look to the people that are destroying us to try to help us. And instead of our leaders and our people, okay, telling us the truth about what we should be doing, they tell you to vote. Okay? They tell you to vote, and that's going to make a difference. You voting for 70 years has got you nowhere. You voting for 70 years has got you George Floyd, okay? You voting for 70 years have gotten you on the bottom. Voting has gotten Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians nowhere. And this was like one of the big things that Martin Luther King pushed for us. Your leader, Martin Luther King, his biggest thing was us being able to vote. okay, and change things from the inside out, which is a joke. Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke. Okay, and all it was him wanting what he wanted. Okay, all it is him trying to fulfill his lust by telling you to vote. Okay, read that, Isupk.
Khan. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14. You want me to start at verse 1?
Yeah, go ahead, get down.
Khan. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dirt. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. And their nobles have sent their little ones to the waters. They came to the pits and found no water. They returned with the vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads.
That is what happened to us when Martin Luther King told us to go and vote. When Martin Luther King told us to go and shop at Woolworth instead of the black store. Okay? That's what happened to us when Martin Luther King led us astray. It says, and their nobles have sent their little ones. The nobles supposed to have been Martin Luther King to the water. The water, he said the water that you was going to be able to live by and prosper from was shopping at Woolworth, voting, and all this other crap, okay? But we went to, he sent us to the pit, okay? He sent you into the voting booth, the pit, okay? And we found no water there. We've been voting for 70 years, and we have found no water, no living, no getting ahead by voting, okay? We found no water and returned with their vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads. That's black people right now. Like, in reality, niggas are ashamed to be niggas. You're ashamed to be a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian because your leader, Martin Luther King, told you to join somebody else instead of giving you the strength of your power, your God, by telling you to keep his laws and being able to build yourself up.
If I may.
Under Christ, okay? Go ahead.
So like, yes, sir, like what you saying is so heavy, like super,
Right. Go ahead.
super heavy. Like, and what these scriptures is saying is like, it's just black and white, like man, like I understand that like you know, your topic is basically Martin Luther King, which is definitely, he said it himself, like he feel like he led his people into a burning house. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what he did. Like, you would think that, you know, you lead somebody into the house gonna keep them protected. Just like Jeremiah said, like, you know, you got a hedge and you got protection. You know what I'm saying? Think that going into this house would bring you some protection, and then the whole time the house is on fire and it's burning down. And that's that pit, you know what I'm saying, where you was led to water and there wasn't no water there. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got in the Christian church. When, you know what I'm saying, they telling you that Jesus is all love and that you gotta love everybody, and you gotta bang the tambourine hard as you can, and that's what's gonna get you, you know, life, or that's what's gonna give you salvation or whatnot. And then you turn around and do that and your whole world gets destroyed. You understand? Like, your children become number one in AIDS and you know, are the ones killing each other in the streets, and your daughters are whores, and you know what I'm saying, every abominable thing you can think of has happened to us because we follow someone who's supposed to give us protection and someone who's supposed to give us life into a burning building or into a empty pit, you know what I'm saying, where there's no water. So like, that's so heavy, man. So listen,
right, like, I hear what you're saying, because like Martin Luther King said, he told blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we vote, if we shop at Woolworth, if we go through all these things that he prescribed for us to do, that we would live, like that we would prosper, that, you know what I mean, we would be better off. So he's saying this is where you go and drink. This is where you go here and you're gonna live and you're gonna get what you need to live and prosper and grow. And we went there and we died. We went and did what he said, and all we do is die. By voting, we still die, man. We still get shot down in the streets. By shopping at the white establishments, we lose our economy. We are less than what we should be by doing what he said we should do. Okay? So that is why I wanted to bring out that one right there, like verse 2, Judah mourning, and the gates thereof languish. Like our gates languish because our gates want lucre from another nation of people. Our gates are not concerned with how we should, what we need to grow and prosper, okay? Our leaders, our gates languish. They lead us to the slaughter, okay? And that's, you know what I mean? Like, this is what our leaders, not only Martin Luther King, you know what I mean? Jesse Jackson, what's the other one? Al Sharpton. You know, none of them are saying what they should be saying. None of them are telling us what they should be telling us, which is what Commanding General YAHANNA tell Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? And that is to keep the law, statutes, commandments of your God. Okay, that is the only way that you're going to live. That's the water that you should be seeking. Okay? That's your salvation. Okay? Anything else is death. And that's what Martin Luther King brought us to, death. Okay? By telling Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to go and vote and go and be a part of another nation of people and trust in their system and what they had going on. It's easy to just jump on the boat and ride instead of building your own boat. Noah built a whole boat. You know what I mean? And he told our people to get on, but they didn't want to get on. And that's, you know, what we doing. We building a whole new boat for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians by telling them what they are really supposed to be doing. Okay, how they really supposed to be living, who they're really supposed to be serving. Okay, if you don't believe me, open the book up and read it for yourself. Okay, call the number, ask the question. Okay, let's go to Baruch in the Apocrypha. Okay, let's go to Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. Because we got to start doing what's profitable to us and not what's profitable to somebody else. We got to start doing what's profitable to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. God's chosen 12, okay? That's what we need. That's what we got to start doing, man. Okay, and there's no other way we're going to live. There's no other way we're going to prosper but by doing what our power laid down for us to do. It's all over these scriptures. You can't deny it, man. All you can do is, you know, come up with some dumb idea to try to convince yourself why all you want to do is serve yourself. All you want to do is like get high, be a homosexual. You got to come up with certain things to convince yourself why you are living out your own lust instead of doing what the Most High Power of this Bible told blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do. Okay, and that's what blacks. That's what we do. We spend our whole life trying to convince ourselves that what we're doing is right when you know good and darn well it's wrong. Okay, we spend our whole lives trying to convince ourselves, and then we turn to our oppressor and his ways to try to validate our lust. Okay, and our disobedience to our power. That's got to stop. It's got to stop. We got to come back to and do what is profitable to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that's keeping his law, statutes, commandments. Okay, it's all over the Bible. It's all over the Bible. Go ahead and read it. Go ahead, Isupk.
Salaki, I was muted. Salaki. The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
To a strange nation. Okay? Don't put a strange nation by you voting, going out and voting, and saying that Joe Biden or whatever his freaking name is should be over you. You are taking what's profitable to you. You, even if you got to break it down to the most finite. Listen, your economy, everything that you need to survive, you saying, just like Martin Luther King said, give it to another nation. Instead of keeping it amongst yourselves, you putting somebody else over you is going to do nothing but profit them and not you. Anybody who's the king is going to be the most profitable person. So it's the same thing when you go out and vote and put these other nations, it says it right there, okay? I'm going to read it. Chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, okay? The God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is what you're supposed to be doing. In the law that endured forever, okay? This was written more than 2,000 years ago. We are 2022. We're in forever right now. We're in forever right now. These laws endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like when he told us to go vote, that other scripture we just read, okay, in Jeremiah, where he told us to go to the pits of the water or whatever, that wasn't for us, that was for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be doing what is going to give us life, okay? And by keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments, we're going to be able to live. What is it to live? What does it mean to live? Somebody answer. Give me. I'm presenting that question. Okay. If you in the chat, okay. If you're in the class, tell me what does it mean, okay, to come to life. What is life? Somebody answer that question. Okay. I'm gonna keep reading. But such as leave it shall die. Okay, so what is the life? I'll wait. I ain't gonna wait too long, but I'll wait. What is the life? What is this life that our power want, us to have? What is this life? Life or death? Life or death? He's telling you. It's right here. Okay. Trooper YAHANNA say keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments will give you life. Yeah. But what is life? What is that life? What is the life by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments? What is this life that we want to live? Okay? Because we all alive, we breathing, we're on the earth, but do we have life? What is this life that our power want us to have by keeping these laws, statutes, commandments that you just said we should be keeping? What is the life? What is the result of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments? Okay, that's what we need to we need to know. If we know this as a nation of people, as a a family, if we realize what is profitable to us, then we will do it. But Martin Luther King told us to do something that is not profitable to us. He told us to do something that is not profitable to us. He led us to a pit with no water. So we want life. So what is this life that we want by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments? Okay. Brandy said keeping the laws. That's what the trooper said. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
So like you, sir, it's an officer, if I may.
Listen, I ain't seen no oil on his head.
Hey,
Y'all
hey, so like you.
okay, calm. He passed the test. That was Shop say he passed the test. Okay, calm. I if I may, I just, you know what I mean? I guess, I ain't, usually we want to make it official and this, that, and the third. So calm. So Officer YAHANNA, Most High in Christ. Right. Right. That's what I was waiting on, like that official. Like, nigga, this is official. You know what I mean? Okay, come. Right. Come. I know that oil drip down to the beard. You know what I mean? Come. Right. Most High Christ. Okay, so yeah, Most High Christ. Hey, it's official. Now it's official. Hey, with me, I've been corrected. Officer YAHANNA, okay. Most High Christ. Slacky, sir, you are referring to us getting rulership. Okay. Or is this life like the dry bones coming to life? The kingdom, Valentina, say the kingdom, KJ the designer, Slacky, sir, the blessings and the rulership we receive from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Now that's what yes, that's it. The rulership is the blessings that you get from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's way back there in the book, the Old Testament, the book of Deuteronomy. Okay, you do what the Lord tell you to do. You be over all the other nations, families. Okay, nation is a family of people. White people is a family, so-called white people. Okay, Chinese people, they're a family. Chinese people, they're a family. Okay, the Africans, they're a family. You would be over all these other nations if you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, that's life. That's living. Y'all listen. I know you've heard. We may have not lived these. What's the word? We may have not lived all of these. Sayings that we've heard, but you know how you hear them say like, "This is living." You know what I mean? This is the life. You know what I mean? Like niggas never, black people never say that because we not living. We're not on top. White people say it all the time. This is the life. This is living. Okay, let's live, black people, Hispanic, so-called Native Indian people, 12 tribes of Israel. Let's live. And the only way we're going to live is by keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. That's it. That's the only way you're going to live. That's the life that he wants you to live. Because if you're not living that life, that's death, man. That's death. That's high blood pressure. That's diabetes. That's AIDS. That's getting shot down in the streets. Okay, that's abortion. Okay, that's the death that you get by not being able to say you live it. This is the life. If you ain't saying that, it's death, Mike. It's death. And that's where Martin Luther King sent black people. They sent us to death. He sent us to death. Okay? He sent us to die. He sent us to be on the bottom. It's common sense. If I tell you don't shop at this brother shop, but shop at this other people's shop, I'm taking money and food out of his mouth, out of his family's pocket, out of his living. He's supposed to be living. I'm taking it away from him and telling you to give it to somebody else. Martin Luther King was the worst thing that ever happened to black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? He was the worst thing that ever happened to us in the 20th century. To tell us to go and serve somebody else. He basically told you to go be a servant to another people, to another family, and forsake your own family, man. It's bull crap, okay? And it's high time. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of serving somebody else. That's why, since the night, listen, what, it's been 2017, I've been serving the Most High power of Israel, okay? And you should do the same thing likewise. If you ain't already in this school, okay, you should get in here and serve your power, okay? And stop serving somebody else. Stop giving somebody else life. Give life to your own people, your own family, your own nation, man. That's what you need to be doing, okay? Okay, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou may be illuminated. Okay, stop being in darkness. Okay, start living. Stop being blind. Okay, because Martin Luther King was a blind fool, and he wants you to be blind. But Commanding General YAHANNA can see. Okay, and the men before him can see, and they've set forth some for you to be illuminated and be able to see by telling you to keep in these law, statutes, and commandments. This is how you see, the life that the Lord wants you to have. Okay, it's right here in these scriptures. see what the Lord wants you to do, and then you will have life, okay? Verse 3, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. And that's what Martin Luther King did. He flat out told you to take everything you got and give it to somebody else. That is crazy to me. That's insane. And we listen to him. We listen to him. And that's why we are destroyed today, because we listen to a fool. We listen to somebody who actually hates black people and loves somebody else. Okay? So I'm telling blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's a new day. Okay? You need to listen to Commanding General YAHANNA and the generals and captains and officers and troopers in this school, and come back to our power and have, and do what's profitable to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Don't do what's profitable to another nation, a strange nation. Voting for Joe Biden is profitable for a strange nation. Okay? Forget that. Forget voting for Joe Biden and just come back and serve your power. If you don't know how, no sweat. ISUPK.com. We're going to teach you how to serve your power. We're going to teach you. That's what we're here for. What you think we've been doing since 1969? Okay? This is where it's at for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay? To do what's profitable unto us. To do what's profitable unto a black man like me. A so-called Hispanic man, you know what I mean? A so-called Native Indian man. Do what's profitable to us. Okay? And that is keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. Period. Okay? Hey, I got Officer Sharatazar in the building. Shalom, Yahabashim, Yahshabrakta.
Hey, Shalom, Yahbashim Yahshabrakta. What's going on, Hebrews?
Okay. All right, I'm going to catch you up. Okay, so what I'm on right now is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians not listening to what Martin Luther King subscribed for us. Okay, he told us to vote. He told us to shop at Woolworth. He told us to do all these things that were not profitable to us, but profitable to another strange nation of people. Okay, and we can't do that no more. Okay, I'm tired of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians dying under the rulership of a king that the Lord did not set up over us. Okay, our power set a king over us, and we are to do what that king said. Okay, follow that king rule. Okay, our king, Jesus Christ, a black man, okay, from the tribe of Judah, okay, he said, keep all the commandments, okay, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle should be done away with in this law that our God gave us, that our power gave us, okay, the covenant that we established with our power said that we would keep these laws, then we will live, and if we don't keep them, we would die. Okay, and the death that we are going through today by not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments is us being in the ghettos, us being shot down in the streets, us being #1 in AIDS, diabetes, heart disease. Okay, all these things that plague blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is because we decided not to keep his laws, and our leadership told us not to, told us to do what is profitable to another nation. So we died and they lived. Well, under Commanding General YAHANNA it's time for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to live again. You heard me? It's time for us to live again and for them to die. Okay? So you got anything you wanted to bring, you got on deck, Officer Shwarazat?
Nah, sir. Not at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a minute. I know you're gonna pull something for me. Go ahead. Where we at? Okay. You got anything, Atazar?
La, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to the book of Acts. No, let's go to the book of Matthew, okay? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 2. See what's going on. Let's go to Matthew chapter 2. Okay. Y'all brothers got something? You come up with something, anything, just go ahead and jump in and we can ride out. Okay. Okay, but listen, it's high time for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come out of this, this witchcraft that has been put on us, okay, by our false leaders. Okay, these men who we thought were gonna show us the way to serve our power, the way out of death to life, because we were already dying. We were in slavery. We were getting hung on trees. Okay, our women were getting raped, and our men were getting murdered. Our children were being, molested and tortured and forced into labor. And how do you forget such a thing? How do you forget what was happening to us and say, okay, this was happening to us by these people, but now we should love them. Now we should love them. We should take all our might, everything that we have in ourselves, and just continue to give it to them. After 400 or 500 years already of them taking our blood, sweat, and tears, we're supposed to now, after 400 years of them forcing us to give it to them, now we're supposed to willingly give it to them? That's crazy, man. That's insane. After 400 years of them forcing, beating us, hanging us, raping us, and killing us to give them our lives, now we should just willingly give it to them? You got to be kidding me, man. Who does that? Would the Chinese people do that? Would the Arab man do that? Would the East Indian man do that? Who would the African people do that? Who does this? But Martin Luther King told blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do it. Go and vote that you can give them everything that you got after they have forcefully taken it from you for 400 years. Now you should willingly give it to them. Martin Luther King is the worst thing that ever happened to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay? Where you at? Where we at, Itazar?
So I didn't catch the chapter.
Matthew chapter 2.
Matthew chapter 2.
Oh,
Yes.
One? Okay. Sorry. Put it in the chat real quick. The book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 1. Now, when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judah.
Read it like it says, so you know what I mean? Because, oh, Lord willing, there's some brothers and sisters in here trying to learn don't know what Yahweh means, and that way, you know, if we can keep it, they can learn, you know what I mean? So yeah, just always read it like it shows right there in the book.
The book of Matthew chapter 2, verse 1. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judah, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, In Bethlehem of Judah. For thus it is written by the prophet, And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah. For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
Okay. You can stop right there. Okay. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ for Jesus. Okay. Who, if you've been in the truth for a split second, you'll know his name is Yahweh. Okay. Most High in Christ. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Barakatah. You know, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Barakatah to Yahweh Shah. Okay, I'm going to read it from verse 1, and I'm going to show you who's supposed to be over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay, not Joe Biden, not Barack Obama, not Bill Clinton, not whoever the heck you think should be over us. I'm going to read who's supposed to be over us. Okay, this is who the power of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians want to be over us. Okay. Matthew chapter 2, verse 1. Now, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judah in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, our homeland, saying, Where is he that is born king? He was born the king of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Nobody voted him into place. Okay? The Lord, he was born. The Lord put him in that place. Okay? As to be the king, as to be over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is who we should be protesting to. This is who you should bring all your problems to. Okay? This is who is going to rule and establish a government, okay, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is the king who's going to solve all your problems. You got an issue, you come to Christ, okay? You come to the Most High in the name of Christ, okay? This is who the Most High, our power, put over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You don't need to vote not one more time in your lifespan, forever. You don't need to vote. It's already been established. You know what I mean? It's already been established. We got a king. His name is Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah Mashiach in the Hebrew. Okay? We got a king. There's no need for you to vote for a mayor or a councilor, a city councilor, or any other bull crap that the other nations put before you. Any other bull crap that Martin Luther King told you to do. You ain't got to do it. I'm a black man from the tribe of Judah, and I'm telling you that you don't have to do that no more. If you do what I'm telling you to do, your gates will no longer languish, okay? We will become strong, okay? We will come to life. We would not be seeing death, okay? We would live now instead of coming to death. okay? Like Martin Luther King led us to by telling us to do something that our power told us not to do, okay? In the book of Deuteronomy. He said not to set anybody who's not of your brethren over the top of you. And then he went in 2022, he went ahead and took care of it. He said, this is the man that's going to be over you, okay? Jesus Christ. So you don't have to go and vote. You ain't got to go do all that bull crap. What you need to do is follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Stop smoking weed and cigarettes. Stop worshiping other gods. That's what you need to do, okay? And then your king, who will come back and make everything profitable unto you, will come back so you can reign and live on the earth and be over all other nations. Deuteronomy 28, 27, and 28, okay? That's what we're supposed to be doing, okay? This is your king, okay? Keep reading, Itazar. It's like, unless y'all got something you want to bring out. Okay.
The book, verse 7. Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared.
All right, you can drop that. Okay. This. Okay. In the New Testament, it's telling you who your king is. Okay, and ain't nothing changed. Okay, this from the time of Matthew to right now, 2022. This is your king. Okay, this is the king that has been set over you. Now, what you got to do is get out of your own mind. Get out of the thinking of Martin Luther King. Get out of the thinking of today black Negroes who's telling you to go and vote and this, that, and the third, and realize that you already have a ruler, a king over you. And that king is telling you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We read that. You can go over 2 chapters, 3 chapters. Chapter 5, verse 17, he's telling you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what's going to bring back the rulership of our king on the earth, okay? By you as being a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? Y'all brothers got anything y'all want to bring out?
Go on, sir. I wanted to just add, like, what you were saying about Christ being king. Like, how could he be king? How could Christ come for everybody? And Herod, which is a Roman, is trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? If Christ came to save everybody, and if he was everybody's king, then why Herod, which is a Roman, why is he trying to kill Christ?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Herod was the king of the Romans at the time. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Like, Negroes, okay, Hispanics and Native Indians don't see that. Like, God is not all love. Okay, God don't love everybody and everybody love God. Because if that was the case, why is this man, Herod, trying to kill the king that the Lord set over you, black man? Why is he trying to kill your king? Okay? Listen, before he was born to the day he died, they seeked his life. And guess what? If you are as a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, if you are anything like your savior, your king, what are they going to do? If you're a so-called black man, okay, if you're a so-called Native Indian man, if you're a so-called Hispanic man, what is the world going to do to you?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
They're going to hate you. They're going to kill you.
They're gonna seek your life. If you being like your king, if you are anything like your king, they're gonna seek your life. I brought that out a couple of classes ago. I said they're gonna hate you. If you do what Christ said to do, if you actually be like Christ, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna seek your life. And listen, in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we sign up for that, okay? Because we keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We are revolutionaries just like our King Yahushua. We are trying to change what's going on in this earth. We're trying to take what's on the bottom and put it on the top. Take what's on the top and put it on the bottom. That's what we do in this school. What the hell are you doing in the church? What are you doing where you at? Okay? This is what we do here. Okay? We trying to bring Yahushua into life. That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians rule on the earth. What else is there for black people to do? How can you believe in anything else but your people being on top? Because no other family or nation of people believe anything else for themselves. Chinese people might do business with white people, but they want to be on top. East Indian might do business with white people, but they want to be on top. The Arab man might do business with white people, but they want to be on top. But guess what? Guess what? According to the most accurate record on the earth, the Bible, there's only one people that's supposed to be on top, and that's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So listen, y'all need to get to work. Get to work so the Lord can have what he wants on the earth, okay? Get to work, Negro, so our power can be satisfied, okay? So he can be, his wrath can be, how can I say, appeased, okay? Because he's mad every moment that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't rule this earth, okay? Get on your job, Negro, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Get on your job so we can appease our power, okay? All right? Y'all got anything? Y'all brothers got anything you want to bring up?
Oh, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to boom, boom, boom. Shoot. Let's let's go to John, okay? 2 John. 2 John chapter 5, verse 39. Let me check something else out real quick though. Let me check something else out real quick. 2 John chapter 5, verse 39. One second, let me check something else out real quick.
If I may.
Go ahead.
It's something in Deuteronomy 17 that you could that I thought you was gonna go to it when you pulled it the first time, but it's a good scripture in there.
Well, okay. Well,
17 and 18.
Deuteronomy 17 and 18.
Come.
All right, 1 second. 17 and 18.
Or you can start at 17.
17. Go ahead, bust it down. Let's get it.
Okay, kind of select it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Select it 1 second.
No, it's no sweat. Go ahead, take your time. Go ahead and get it. Take your time, man.
All right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 7.
17 and 17, you said, right?
Okay, yeah, come on. 17. I could start at. Yeah, you read at 15. You started at 15 before.
Go ahead and start at 15.
Kind. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses.
Mm-hmm.
For as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And this shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book, out of that which is before the priest of the out of that which is before the priests the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of his law and these statutes to do them. So like you want me to bust it down?
Yeah, just keep on. Go ahead. You only gotta kill it. It's heavy, man. Like I don't even want to hear you. I don't want you to start reading. Come on.
Verse 20. That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren,
Right.
and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
Right. God, man, that Most High Christ, the water for bringing me back to that. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And the Lord is telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like you should want, like he's telling you, like to remember this. You know what I mean? Like he's saying, don't set a stranger over you. And he said the only way you're gonna be able to remember that is by like opening this book on a daily basis, on a regular basis, and reading it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all with me? Right. Verse, okay. Let me skip to I'll start at verse 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. Okay, what does that mean? What that is that right there. That part, the beginning of from 16 all the way to verse 20, that right there that's the meat of it right there. That's the meat of it. He should not cause the people to return to Egypt. I want somebody in the chat to tell me what is that saying? What is that saying? That the king that you choose should not, like when the Lord give you a king, okay, he should not do this, he should not do that, and most of all, he should not cause his people to return to Egypt. Okay, what is that saying? What is that saying? Somebody in the class, tell me what is that saying? What is going on right here? The Lord is laying it down to you. Okay? But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt.
So lucky.
Go ahead.
I mean, I want to wait
I
for.
know you know it is. Let's see if somebody. I know. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it because I don't see no response. I don't see nobody saying nothing. They crickets. They quiet, and that's why you got to come to the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge and learn what you're supposed to be doing. Learn how you're supposed to be thinking. Get the breakdown of what's really going on. Okay. Somebody tell me what this means. Okay, I got Officer YAHANNA. No cap. I ain't gonna that once. I got you. No sweat. Somebody else step up. Somebody else step up. If not, I'm gonna give it to Officer I.S.U.P.K. He pulled the scripture. I'm gonna let him bust y'all down. Okay. I'm gonna let him give it to you. Okay.
And if I may, this is so heavy too. Like you saying, this is the meat of it. Like
that's it. Like right there, that's
right
it. Like, that's the whole thing right there.
there. And we
Like, you do this, you're not supposed to do this.
right.
This is what Martin Luther King did.
Right. That's that.
This is
And
what
that's
Martin Luther King
yep.
did. This is what Martin Luther King did. Okay, you're
There
not
it is.
supposed to do this. You're
There
not
it
supposed
is.
to do this. Go ahead, I.S.U.P.K. They don't want it.
Okay, Khan, sir. I'm gonna read it one more time, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That return to Egypt is, putting you back in bondage, man, putting you back in slavery, making you the servant once again. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what Martin Luther King did, because he wanted more horses. He wanted more wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted to have the cars and the clothes and the hoes, and he wanted you to be a servant, man. Like, straight up and down.
That's it. That's it, officer. That's it. He made you a servant. And the Lord is telling you that the man that is over you is not supposed to make you a servant to another strange nation. He's not supposed to do that. He's not supposed to care about him God darn self. He's supposed to care about his brothers and sisters and his family. Okay? Not himself. Okay? And Martin Luther King, we were already in Egypt. We were already in slavery and bondage. But if you look at it, if you look at the timeline, black people were together. Black people were sticking together. We was building Tulsa, Oklahoma's. We were building, what's the one right here in Florida?
Rosewood, sir.
Rosewood. Okay, we were building something for black people that was profitable to black people. And Martin Luther King came along and told you to do something else. He told you to be a servant. Buy at Woolworth. Buy at the white establishment. Serve the white people. Love the white people. He turned you into a servant, and this scripture is telling you your leader is not supposed to do that. The man that the Lord that has over you today, Jesus Christ, Yahawashi Mashiach, would never do that. Okay? So that's who we need to be, okay, have our allegiance to. Christ. Okay? We got to have our allegiance to Christ. And the only way that you can show that you have your allegiance to Christ is by doing what he did, doing what he said to do. And that's simple. Keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of this book. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Do that, and you will show that you love Jesus Christ. Do what the books say to do, and you will show that you love Christ, okay? Y'all got anything else you want to bring up?
Wow, sir, that's it for me.
Most times, right?
Select.
Go ahead.
Not to hold everybody up, but
No, go ahead, man. Get done.
if I could get verse 19 real quick.
Oh shoot, hold on. God damn. Officer Itazar, baby. Huh?
Nah.
We're gonna be running the law class in a minute. Y'all pay attention. Go ahead.
Okay, kind of so drop down verse 19 or verse 18. And it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. So if I may real quick, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that king, man, he's supposed to be taking that same book that the priests use, you know what I'm saying? The same book that the priests go out of to dictate the law and how to govern Israel. He's supposed to have a copy of that book, man, and keep the laws and study them laws so that he don't break them, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that he can teach his people to break them, you know what I mean? And verse 19, and it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life. Like, we was never supposed to put this book away. We was never supposed to stop reading out of this book. We was never supposed to let it be a coaster on our coffee table. We was never supposed to say, you know, this is the white man's book, and you know, King James is white and he's a gay man or whatnot. And we wasn't supposed to let the Christians who hate the Most High, who hate Christ, take this book and turn it into something evil. You know what I'm saying? Make it the symbol of something evil. You know what I mean? Oh, we were supposed to keep this book and read it all the days of our life, and he may learn to fear the Lord his God. You know what I'm saying? That's the beginning of wisdom, is to fear the Most High. When you fear the Most High, you keep his law, statutes, and commandments, which is what it said, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them. You know what I mean? And like, basically, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much broke it down, sir. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what we came away from, man. When we put this Martin Luther King over us, when we voted for Donald Trump and for Joe Biden, and we put Al Sharpton and T.D. Jakes as our rulers, you know what I'm saying? They taught us to go away from this book. And what has it gotten us, man? It's got us deaf, and it's got us, you know, in marching, trying to get some fake justice. You know what I'm saying? We got all the what's the opposite of benefits? Basically, we got all the curses instead of all the blessings, man. You know what I mean? So that's it on that. So.
Nah. Hey, somebody, hey. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. But like, I you know what? That part you read when it say where is it at? Verse 18. And it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests of the Levites. Now, I'm not saying, let me see. And he shall, wait a minute. Right. And it shall, verse 19, and it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn and fear the Lord his God, and keep all the words of this law and these statutes to do them. Now, Martin Luther King told us something else, right? Right? Martin Luther King didn't do this, right?
Right.
Come on, sir.
Who does this? Who does this?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Commander General YAHANNA does it.
That's what I'm talking about. And he teaches blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian men, women, and children to do the same goddamn thing. This is Commanding General YAHANNA. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that he's our king, but right now, at 2022, he is over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he reads these goddamn laws every goddamn day. Okay? Every day. And he teaches us to do the same thing. Why do you think we have classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Nigga, you can't go a day without doing some work of the Lord, reading these goddamn scriptures. Okay? Commanding General YAHANNA, you just read, okay, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 18, okay, and 19. Okay? That's what's up.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead.
Martin Luther King taught, what's his name, the East Indian philosophy, Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah.
That's the philosophy Martin Luther King taught.
Thinking weak, no good.
That nonviolence
Right.
philosophy.
He trying to teach us how to be like some weak piece of crap. And niggas ain't never been weak. Okay, we ain't never been weak. But we got taught that. And we believed it. And we, you know what I'm saying? And we fell up under that. But thank the Most High for Commanding General YAHANNA, we becoming strong men again. Hey, 2022 Hebrew Academy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Commanding General YAHANNA has done it again. You know what I mean? Like raising up men to be just that. Men. Okay? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Don't get no better. You know what I'm saying? Okay? That's that, man. That's that.
It's like one more thing too. You know what I just realized. I didn't even think about it when we was reading the scripture in Matthew, but you know what I'm saying. It's talking about a king, and the man's name is Martin Luther King. Hey, I wish I would have. You know what I'm saying. Put that two together.
Nasty.
Like,
that's nasty. They try to put this false king over us, man. They try to put this false king over us. And there's only one king for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians since, 2,000 years ago. And his name is Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah Mashiach in the Hebrew, okay? That's the only king for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's the only king for the Israelites, okay? The real true Hebrews of the Bible, okay? Y'all got anything else? All right, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end the class. Okay.
terrible concept. Like, remember, you know what I'm saying? Make y'all sign ins if you know what I'm saying? If you need credit.
We put the sign out sheet.
Right.
I put the sign in sheet.
Well,
you put the sign out sheet in,
so lucky, sir. The link you put is the link for both the sign in and sign out. I usually
try to put it again and it'll do it.
Basically, kind of. But what'll happen is they'll open it up. So like they'll open it up in their on their web browser, and then they'll have to click it. What happened? Hold on.
You must have clicked.
Yeah, he must have signed up.
Yeah, he probably logged off.
Try to do it like you. I'm not as proficient as you, so
Same thing. So
I had to, yeah, I think I put it in though, so I just dropped it into the chat. So okay. All right, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and read the announcements. Okay, and I'll get us up out of here. So y'all brothers and sisters can go ahead and try to enjoy the rest of your night. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right. Okay, so we are the I.S.U.P.K. Go ahead and put your thing on mute. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under commanding General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Okay, you can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Also in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Y.A.H.N.Na means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will and offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. We have Feast of Purim, February 15th, 2022. You can find that in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, they are to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. Okay. Okay, with that, I'm going to say a majum. Okay, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to set up a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yajimatah. Okay, sisters can stand. Men of Israel, we're going to set up a courtesy salute to the sisters that are in the class. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Shah. Yajimatah, hands down, class dismissed. Okay. I'll get with y'all brothers and sisters. If not tomorrow or Friday for the Lashawan Kodash, I'll get with you Saturday for the Sabbath service, okay? Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.
All right, shalom.